You didn't want to help me.
I could finish you. I could probably do this. He did lose a lot of weight. But not as bad as this. No, that's helped me. It helps you. It really does. Yeah, because my hips, you know, it hurts now when I look at that. Hey, come on up. I'll cut it down. I used to do 10 miles when I first moved here for a lot of years. Now I'm down to 5. Because my hip is like really far. But
Yeah, we check the ball today. 4 days.
What I'm using is the outlets and the boxes and benches. But if I do it, the same way oh yeah, can't wait, right? Oh yeah, I'll be getting hit, you know me.
Yes, I do.
Sure. Everybody else got it.
I'm on foreheads. I like to be a captain.
I'm real. I was there late o'clock this morning. I had blood work.
He's supposed to get something up, right?
Yes, we're too old for you to do something. This is
want you to sing the national anthem.
I will. I'm glad to.
No?
I can. I got all the things.
Oh, okay, right.
Meeting's coming to order. Meeting's coming to order.
Meetings come to order, baby.
Oh.
How are you? Meetings come to order.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think it's on. Opening prayer. Our Father, I pray for unity among the shareowners. I ask that as we work together as a diverse community, you will be with us and keep us united. Your word states that two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. Lord, help us stand together, because the reward for the work that we do shall be greater together than alone. Amen.
Amen.
Moment of silence. A moment of silence is dedicated to Beverly Greco, who passed in December. She was our past secretary and served on the board for up to 20 years. Okay, so can I have a moment of silence, please? God bless.
God bless. Just that moment of silence. A moment of silence for all those people in
All right. Ukraine,
yeah.
This is a very special meeting today. We had 2 directors resign yesterday, so we need...
I rescinded my
You
resignation
yes.
this afternoon and
It's
you
too
never
late.
responded.
Too late. Too late.
How is that too late?
Order.
It has to be in an open meeting.
Order. You're out of order.
Well, then answer me, please.
You're out of order.
Answer me.
Out of order. You're
Answer
out of
me.
order. I will end this meeting right now, Michael, so
Go
sit
ahead.
down and
End
you
it.
wait.
End it
You
and show everybody
cannot
how much of a
rescind
fool
a
you are.
signed resignation.
Answer my
Okay.
question.
We have elected 2
Answer my
new...
question, please. Be a man and answer our question.
Your rescinding is not legal, and I don't
Yes, it
accept
is.
it. No, it's not.
It's before an open meeting.
No, it's not.
This
We
is
already voted.
You
No.
cannot
Okay.
accept it.
Please, point of order. May I answer?
Yes.
Thanks. Sean McGinnis, 109 Bible Drive.
Yes.
It's my understanding that when someone leaves the board, that you have to go back to It's my understanding that when someone leaves the board, that we go back to the election, not appointed. You have to go back, according to our bylaws, who received votes in the next election.
John, you're 300,000% wrong again. Yes, you are. Listen, we can settle this legally, and if you're right, that's the way it'll
When
happen.
did you accept our resignation?
Yesterday.
How did you
Yesterday.
do it yesterday? We did it
Because
last
you
night.
signed it last night.
You didn't accept it last
I was
night.
in that office at 5 o'clock this morning, and that's it. Then I got...
Just you?
Just me.
The dictator, you did it.
Yeah, all you have to do is sign your resignation.
Wrong.
You left the keys there.
I'm allowed to
Okay.
rescind
All right.
it.
You know what, Michael?
It's up for a vote.
All of a sudden, you know the bylaws that you never do. So
Oh,
you,
wait, I'm sorry.
you can contest it.
Please
You
tell
can
me.
contest it. You are allowed to contest my decision. But the decision is yes. Point of order.
I spent the afternoon going over Bradburn and
Okay.
the PCA rules and regulations on. Can you hear, Barbara?
you know, I'll let you take the microphone.
I'll take the mic.
Okay. Let's do it differently here. Let's do it differently. Judy, no, I'm gonna end the meeting right now because you're out of order.
Who is?
You're not?
Who's out of order?
Okay,
Yes.
point of order.
Why?
All right,
This is why.
Joe, you were out of order. Barbara, point of order. Name your point of order.
Okay, I spent the day going
Yeah.
over Bradburn
Yes,
and the DCA rules and regulations that followed that.
yes.
There is nothing in Radburn that says anything about filling a vacancy on the board after the election. The only, and refers to our bylaws, which state
Yeah.
any vacancy on the board must be filled by the next highest votes received during the election I'm speaking, sir.
Okay.
I want to contest the appointment of Fran Corcione as being a violation of the bylaws, and also these two new people, whoever they are. It's a violation of the bylaws that you, sir, are supposed to uphold.
Okay, they were amended in 2019, but you don't seem to realize that you, as the past board, John and yourself, amended that bylaw to where the directors get to pick whoever they want.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Show me.
Okay, we will show you.
Absolutely not.
We will show you.
It's still in our bylaws that it has to go.
No, it's
It
not.
has to be offered to the next highest votes received.
Okay.
And we can fight this in court
we
if you
will.
like.
We will, because
Because all
you're
you
wrong.
want to do is spend our money.
We spent no money. We spent nothing. We spent $5,000 in 2 months. Okay.
Do you have the bylaws here, Mike, that you can read
No,
out?
I do not. You know what? You can contest it any way you want. I know, and you know I know. The bylaws were amended in 2019.
sir, they were not.
Yes, they were.
But Mike, you say that Barbara and I amended them?
Yes, you were on the board, so you
How
amended
did
them.
we amend them? How?
Paul Leodori wrote an amendment, you signed them.
But if we did amendments in 2019, it had nothing to do with the elections.
Yes, it does. It has to do.
Show me.
I will show you later, but we're going to go through the process, and you can dispute anything you want. I will allow that to happen. This is a special meeting, and because of this contention right here, the chair is demanding no share owner will speak tonight. I will allow the committee people to speak.
This is a democracy.
Anybody that violates my chair rule.
This is your president who believes in transparency. He's not going to let you speak.
Everybody here, all he does is dictate. He doesn't listen to anybody or nothing. This is why we try.
You're out of order. Okay, this is being broadcast live on YouTube, so everybody will get the answer and the correct answer. The correct answer. Okay, I will provide it for everybody. It will be posted. It will be posted in the bulletin boards.
My question, how it was.
You're out of order. The chair had ruled that no share owner today can speak. Period. End of story.
It's about me. I should be.
No, but you know what? The chair demands no share owner
You
can
had a few other
speak.
people speak.
They had a point of order.
I have a point of order about it.
Oh, now you have a point of order.
I said it 2 minutes ago.
No share owners are speaking. I'm sorry. Let me proceed. There will be time to
See how
talk
he
later.
bullies?
No, you're disrupting the whole meeting. You're disrupting the
You
meeting.
won't answer my question.
Okay. Okay, let's proceed here. The board has accepted the oath of office and confidentiality from Ruth Hollis to fill the director's seat that was vacated last night. She did this several hours ago. Okay, the board will now vote to accept her as a new director. Do the roll call there. I make a motion that the board vote for Ruth Hollis to be our new director. I second the motion. We're doing it one at a time. Yes, and we'll get to the second candidate in a minute. You can't hear me. Ruth Hollis, we're doing that vote first. Then we'll do the second vote when I finish. Okay, there you go. All right, so the motion, the second by Fran. Gina will do the roll call.
Yes.
Judy? No. I say yes. Michael?
I vote yes. The vote is unanimous. Welcome, Ruth Hollis as a new director.
It's not unanimous, Mike. You don't get a vote. You don't know what you're doing there.
I don't have a unanimous vote.
No.
1, 2,
That's not
3,
unanimous.
4.
A majority.
4.
That's not unanimous. That's a majority.
You can object. You can object. You can object to that too. Listen, we have legal counsel coming on Saturday. You can object all you
Where's our
want.
other legal counsel?
Okay.
That's supposed to
We
be
only
something.
right now we have how many people? Listen to me. Listen to me, my friend. John, listen to this theory. I got a theory for you, okay? Because you don't seem to read the bylaws, okay? Right now we have 5 people on the board. A majority is 3. We have a 4 to 1. We have 4 to 1. 4 to 1 was the vote. Miss Hollis is now You're out of order. You're out of order. Ruth Hollis is now a director for the board of Holiday City, Berkeley. Her term will expire at the next election. She must run again. She doesn't get to fill the whole term out. She only is allowed to sit until the next election. She will be on the ballot. I make a motion that we elect Sam Wright to the board of directors. Second motion? Second by Judy, and the motion is to elect Sam Wright to fill the vacant seat that was vacated yesterday. Roll call, please.
Bruce?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Judy?
No.
Matt?
Yes.
I'll say yes.
And I vote yes, unanimous.
It's not unanimous. Use your noodle.
Okay.
Wait, you hear Robert?
Majority, I'm sorry, majority. There you go. Both votes were majority. That's all I need is majority. I'm sorry. I'm a rookie. What do you want?
Shut the door.
Well, we had the old people, we didn't give a shit.
Yes, go ahead. They resigned for personal reasons. I don't know. They can tell stories all day long. They resigned in writing. They turned their keys in. It's over. They're out. They're out. There is no rule that says you can rescind a written resignation.
Listening?
Yes. Okay, so that takes care of that. There will be no more speaking. Let us get through this agenda if you want to hear it. I'm going to tell you this. Because I'm not allowing the share owners to speak, everybody that's signed in tonight will be contacted. We will have a special meeting where you'll be able to attend and then address your concerns that you needed to address today that are not being addressed. In the last meeting, which was 2 months ago, we requested that share owners fill out a question on a piece of paper. Now, if you did that, then your question would be answered tonight. Okay?
We didn't resign for personal reasons.
Well, whatever reason was, Michael, you resigned, you signed a piece of paper.
I have a question.
Okay, so the question, no, there's no questions tonight.
You never took a vote on our resignation before you nominated new people.
I don't have to take a vote, you resigned.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have 9 people on the board now, buddy.
Okay,
You have no idea
All
what
right.
you're doing. Absolutely not.
okay. On to
You
the
didn't
next
resign
thing.
for personal reasons.
This is
You
turning into
resigned
a
because of
democracy.
you and your
Not
bullying.
democracy.
I make a motion that we forego the reading of the minutes from the January meeting. Second? Second by Gina Munger, thank you. Okay, we have a couple things we are voting on tonight. We're almost at like a standing room here for all the situations going on. Okay, well, I'm speaking right, I can hear me. There you go. That's the best I can do. All right, we have a motion, we have an announcement for the number 7 here. Where, when we were elected, because we couldn't take a binding vote, I lent the association $1,400 to revamp and upgrade the computers and the Wi-Fi, etc. It was $1,413.83 that I laid out of my pocket, and now we made a motion to repay me, and Gina, can you do the roll call on the, can you second the motion first? Second the motion and do the roll call on that, please.
Sam? Yes. Rose?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Judy? Yes. Matt?
Yes.
Yes.
7-0.
I said yes.
7-0. Okay? So I get paid back for the money that I lent to Holiday City, Berkeley to expedite the things that we're doing to help upgrade the association. Okay, I'm making a motion concerning our legal counsel. Okay, we are dropping Paul Leodori, and we're hiring David Byrne from Ansel Brand. Hold on 1 second, please. Come on, everybody's got it.
This is usually when someone starts shooting.
Okay, it's David Byrne from Ansel Brand. I make a motion that, that's it right there? Thank you. No, that's the ADR. But it's David Byrne, and the company is Ansel Brim. He's one of the top rate attorneys in the state of New Jersey. David Byrne, B-Y-R-N-E.
His first name is David.
Is there? David, yes. You will receive a transcript for people that cannot hear me for the microphone or whatever. I'd like to get through the meeting. I make a motion that we change our attorney. Second motion. Second the motion by Gina. Take the roll call,
Excuse me,
please.
through the floor.
Sam?
Yes.
We're taking a vote.
Have you taken and listened to 3 attorneys?
No, we did not. You know why? Because Paul Leodori also resigned. Okay, he says no more holidays. So we're going to take the vote. We're going to replace it. You can challenge everything that I'm doing. Okay, I'm being guided by what I should be doing. Okay, so now we're taking a vote.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Paul Leodori did not resign, people. He fired him.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
He was left counsel. He was left for counsel on a couple of the cases.
Totally out of order.
Okay.
And you are not representing us in a
Point
fair
of order.
way.
Point of order. I was there in the office.
Yeah.
You were on the phone with Paul, and you said we're letting you go.
I don't know about
Fired
that.
You don't remember?
Listen, it was all done in
Okay.
writing also with Paul Leodori, so you can contact him if you want. He does not want to represent Holiday City. The legal counsel, listen to...
You've interrupted me in the past.
No, listen.
Point of order. Paul Diatori was fired by you. He was fired.
He was fired by the board. It was voted 7-0 that nobody wanted Paul. Now all of a sudden, the candidates are saying they want Paul. One more outbreak, and this meeting will end instantly. Okay? So we're going to take the vote now. I have a second motion from Gina, and take the vote. Roll call, please.
Sam?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Judy? Matt?
Yes.
I say yes.
What was Judy's vote?
Yes.
Judy's vote, I'm voting yes. 7-0 again. Paul Ligori is gone, and David Byrne is our new attorney. Okay. I make a motion that we resurface the bocce courts for an estimated total of $2,600. They're due, and they're going to be due like every other year or every third year, but they're due now. If you look at them, they look like a garden more than a bocce court. We want to get them ready for the bocce players. I make a motion that we accept this contract. Second by Gina Munger. Roll call, please.
Sam?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Judy?
Was originally
Yes is the
done
vote.
from
Yes is the vote.
Matt, from Joe.
Matt?
Yes.
I say yes.
And I vote yes, 7-0 again. Okay, the bocce courts will be resurfaced. I have a motion to amend the bylaws concerning the Article 15, Section 4 about the driveways and grass, where our bylaws say that you can only, you must have 80% grass in the front of your house. Okay, and if you do the calculations, that would only allow a 10-foot driveway. It's been suggested by the past board and many people, since there are so many driveways out there that are wider than that, and even doubles and triples out there, that we amend our bylaws. I am amending the bylaws to 22 feet wide at the discretion.
Once again, through the chair, you cannot amend the bylaw at a meeting.
I'm not amending the bylaw, it goes to attorney. We're making a motion to send this to the attorney to amend the bylaw. I cannot amend the bylaw. Everybody will receive it. Everybody will receive it in the mail for your vote. Okay, every amendment that I am doing tonight concerning the driveway, I have a couple other amendments. They are all going to attorney review. They will be filed by the attorney. Okay, so it's going to follow. So these are motions to send it to the attorney for final approval and then for filing with the clerk. And it's going to be to make the driveways 22 feet, up to 22 feet wide, at the discretion of the chair, the code enforcer who goes to the property to inspect to see how wide they can go. Okay, so I make a motion for that to go to the attorney.
Second.
Second by Gina Munger. Roll call, please.
Sam?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Judy?
No.
Matt?
Yes.
I say yes. Michael?
I say yes, 6-1. Majority wins again. We will be sending that to our attorney for legal writing, and we will also have him file the amendment. I think that's a great thing for all Holiday City boroughs. I make a motion to cancel the lease agreement, the illegal lease agreement that was signed by the past board. They made a use and occupancy agreement to the first aid squad. I make a motion that we cancel that lease, take possession of our property, and the income will generate between $25,000 and $30,000 a year. Okay, yeah, well, you don't know better, Barbara. Okay, it's going to generate between $25,000 and $30,000 a year. Okay, this will be going to also to go to legal counsel for final approval. That it states right in the lease agreement that the president can rescind or cancel this contract in 1 minute. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. I make a motion that we take back our parking lot. Second by Gina Munger. Do the roll call, please.
Sam.
Yes.
Ruth.
Yes.
Fran.
Yes.
Judy.
No.
Matt.
Yes.
I say yes.
And I vote yes, 6-1 majority again. We'll be canceling that. We will be canceling that lease.
Okay, point of order, Mike.
Yes.
Can I ask how much you're charging a slip to make a $30,000 profit?
We're going to make probably more. There are 65. You can do the math yourself. There are 65 available spots there, and we're charging $600 for a renewal.
You're going to add 20 more spots?
No, they're all there already.
No, they're not.
Yeah, there's 45 numbers. Listen, go look at the sign and count them yourself, okay? I don't need to look at them. I know. I measured. I did everything.
It's good.
I'm representing.
Very well knowledge.
Okay. All right. The reason that I'm making a motion. That's it. I think that's what the motion is. Okay. Now we're going to do the director's reports. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making a motion that our ADR, procedure go to council for approval in writing in firm legal terms, that we have a procedure for ADR. Right now, the law says you must provide ADR, but the law does not describe how you do it. We want to have our own written rules for ADR. So I make a motion that we send this amendment to, or addition to.
Mike,
Yes.
please explain what ADR
Our ADR is alternative dispute resolution. So if two share owners, or the board and the share owner, or this table and the board want to dispute anything, they have a right to ADR. And the reason for that is so that maybe we can settle things without legal expense. Okay, but if it doesn't get settled through ADR, then it has to go through the board. All right. So I make a motion that we send this amendment, requirement, and rewriting to legal counsel for a writing, or even if he says, look, don't do it that way, then that's the way we're doing. We're requesting a written description of what's in our bylaws about ADR, which is not in there. It just says you can have ADR, but it doesn't tell you how ADR operates. It has caused problems in the past, so we want to try to prevent future problems. So I make a motion that this goes to the attorney. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Gene. Take the roll call, please.
Sam.
Yes.
Ruth.
Yes.
Fran.
Yes.
Judy.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
I say yes.
I vote yes. That's unanimous. Okay, now we're going to go to the director's reports. And it's going to start with Fran.
Hi guys. So you're not having, I was asked that they wanted an air filter in Clubhouse 1. So I'm having a vendor fair on May 14th. Hopefully it will be an annual thing to raise money. I do have 20 vendors already that signed up, so we're doing well with that. The badge checkers are getting ready to be interviewed. Thank you everybody that applied. And on March 19th at 1 o'clock, I am having a meeting here for all of the clubs, committees, instructors, so I can redo when we use the halls and who's in charge and email addresses and how many come to your meetings so we can get more usage out of our buildings. And that's all. Thank you.
Judy Gass is going to give her report.
Hello. Hello. I'm at code the code directors, Matt and I, and we're having problems enforcing the bylaws of the community, mostly because so many of these things were approved before I taking office and approved or ignored by the previous board, or boards were allowed to remain. My opinion is that because a neighbor has something or was given approval prior to our taking office does not mean it's allowed to continue. The bylaws must be complied with, and previous stuff may be grandfathered in, with the understanding it will no longer be allowed to be replaced without compliance with the bylaws. Things are getting out of control, and no exception should be made. We're going to have new attorney review and advise us on how to handle these previous matters and violations. We are also waiting on the township engineer's report in reference to our waterways and lakes. They were going to have the engineering department do inspections on them, so hopefully we'll find out we don't reliable in Howard Township and all season in Galloway. We're also getting an engineer's inspection on the existing roof on the building one. We will keep you informed on the outcome. The swipe cards aren't really working out because it came in at a $68,000 price to get swipe cards to go into the pools, so that's not working. It'll be childproof on the tops, so they will all comply, and hopefully we'll be having the badge checkers of people that are living in here so they can make a few extra bucks for senior citizens. And we'll have one of the regular guys maybe there in case somebody falls, because after all, the old people can't pick somebody up naturally. And hopefully that's going to work out. So hopefully we'll save money on solar, anywhere from $17,000 to $19,000 a year. They'll install the panels free. They'll be on the roof. They'll guarantee it for 20 years. At the end of 20 years, they'll take them off, and we can do what we want. If we have to put a roof on, we'll put a roof on. If that board then wants to add to it, that'll be fine. I was hoping that we could have been voting on a company at least between the two. I was leaning towards Reliable because they were closer to us and Carefree used them, but I haven't gotten that enough together to be able to get a vote on that today. So hopefully it'll be done soon. I'm told that maybe we can get it together in the next couple of weeks. I'll let you know how we make out.
I have to say that Judy's been working very hard. She has done more in the first 57 days, researching, talking to the township. She's been working on the floodgates. She's a remarkable woman. That's all I can tell you. She's working hard for Holiday City birthday. Gina's next. She's going to give her report.
I have been working on, we got okay, our insurance company. We got it okay from the insurance company to approval for the doggy park, so now I'm gonna be looking into the documents and applications that need to be filed with Berkeley Township. I need to get the costs of all the permits, prices, for fencing and other materials needed to complete the project.
We haven't chosen a location yet.
Yeah, I will also be, I will be one, I'm sorry. I will be the one who will I've been handling all the office board meeting setups and writings of the minutes I have been doing. I also read the Clubhouse 2 incident file. I submitted to tell the truth in the paper. Greg was not at fault, so I want to make that clear to everybody. It was an accident, and accident only. I also have been auditing the tree service company for the last year, just to double check on their work. And I am trying to scrutinize the Verizon bills to see if we can get our bills lowered for Verizon or go to a different company. And I'm also looking at all the files for the previous years of auditing everything. That's what I have been doing. So.
Thank you, Gina. It's a big project to do. Hopefully we can verify everything that share owners have concerned about the past spending and things like that.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I do have a hearing problem. I did not hear what you said, Gina. Did you say something about a doggy park?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
I'm trying to get a doggy park in our
Community.
community. So, I got the approval from the insurance company.
Could you hold the mic? I can't hear her.
Yeah, she got the approval from the insurance
I got
company.
the approval for the insurance company, so now I gotta look into the legality of what I need to,
How to build it, yeah.
how, the money it's gonna cost and everything.
And the location.
And the location.
Thank you for.
No problem.
We have contacted or tried to contact our councilwoman Sophia Gingrich 4 times already. She hasn't responded. She did offer to help us, but we haven't heard any return on
That is not true.
it. Okay, what did
I
you?
have not heard from you, Park, or anyone
Oh, really?
about dog park.
Yeah.
I said when I came to the office to meet you people,
Yes.
that if you needed help with the dog park, I would help you.
Yes.
I never heard back from you again. That's all I can say.
Okay, we'll resend the emails that she sent you, and if there's an error in the email system, we'll find that.
I got your email sent.
Yeah, we will, and not only top of that, we will apologize. We will apologize if we're wrong.
Don't ever
Right.
accuse me of anything.
Well,
I do everything
we
for
did,
my-
all I said is we tried to contact you 4 times through the email system, and we have not heard anything.
Wouldn't you think then, let me go to the town and say, hey, do we have your right email?
Okay, we'll look into it. We will look into it. Listen, when she sends an email, it doesn't disappear. It's in the system, you know that. So we will confirm that, and actually we'll post it on the bulletin boards if we're wrong, an apology to Sophia, and if it's correct, then I think that you should apologize to the shareowners. All right. Who's next? Oh, my director's report. Oh, you're gonna love this one. Since the day one, and probably before day one, I spent a lot of time in the office. I go in there very early, sometimes before 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm there 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I've been there every day, okay? And I've accomplished a lot, and I made a list of things that I have done, okay? Some with the help of the directors and some by myself. Okay, so in the very beginning, we had to do a transfer of power of authority. Okay, and that is like signing the checks. And because the previous board the association was not using their legal name. So I got called to the bank several times to correct all this paperwork, and we did get 2 people signed on to pay paychecks. Everybody was waiting for their paychecks. So that was like the first week. I took the other 2 authorized signatures over a month to get to the bank. Reading the files left behind by the past directors, Terry Ristano was really the only director that had tons of information that was in her desk and file cabinets. I read every file. Okay, and I cataloged what was important. I noted different things. I brought education to the other directors so they understood the past history of what happened with the receivership and how that happened. Okay, the amendments, the judge rules, I have it all. And I have the complete history of it, of what happened at the end when we came out of it. Okay, so we closed it down for like 15 days, and then after the 15 days, I still mandated mask wearing for another 10 days. In the very beginning, the 4 directors, which are actually the workhorses behind this board that you elected, were given a tour by Shannon of every inch of this property, where every closet, every square foot, the parking lots, everywhere. It was educational. Shannon was a great guide and informational, so we thank Shannon for that. I have requested all the insurance policies that we're paying right now over $216,000 a year for general liability and, the liability policies that are needed for some of, the past board were conducting business with no coverage at all. All the corrections on that. Actually, the legal lease that was written, okay, for the new tenants or the new lease people, that come in and want to rent a lot, okay, so the insurance company approved that. They're very, very stringent. The wording and everything that Holiday City is protected. So that is going to take effect. I arranged to have the Wi-Fi, and I helped with the upgrades using A&A computers to help save money on the installation. Okay, and they are all set up. A&A computer donated. I think maybe the library will hold about 16 people comfortably. Excuse me. But it is working great out with that. We've already had 5 bylaw classes where our first focus is on the election protocol, which was ignored in the last election, but luckily we swept them out anyway. So I'm not contesting, but we're going to write it. We're going to follow the Radburn. This will be done with attorney review also. It's pretty much done. I think we only have a final reading on it, so that will also go to our attorney. Okay, our new bylaw and election committee meets every Thursday at 3 o'clock in the library. If anybody's interested in joining that, learning about the bylaws, I think it's important that everybody gets a definition and an understanding of what these bylaws are. They're very hard to read. I've been reading them for 2 years, not only our bylaws and governing documents, but I've been reading the Planned Real Estate Development Full Disclosure Act, which really is the top notch of all the governing documents concerning homeowners associations. So I've been educating myself with that, and that's how I'm aware of different amendments and things like that that are kind of difficult to find. I mentioned earlier I had to make more legal visits to the bank to finally get the letterhead. They wanted every little detail of our corporation to be done right. It has not been written. The letterheads being used and stuff like that were not legal. Okay, number 13 was actually resolved yesterday or the day before yesterday, and that was the last step I needed to evaluate the insurance coverage if we take the RV parking lot and the being able to rent the spots out to share owners. They will only be available to share owners. Okay, and the new price will be $600 a year, which is, you're not going to beat that anywhere. Okay, that's the best price that you're going to find in New Jersey. Okay. I also have the insurance company looking into the event coverages that we have. Every time we have an event here, if there's alcohol involved, we have to pay an extra fee to the insurance company. So we needed to clarify all that. The doggy park insurance was approved as of what Gina said earlier. We're looking into reopening the wood shop and having wood shop classes. I haven't got a confirmation on the insurance coverage for that, but just so you know, in the past years when the wood shop was here, there was no coverage at all. The insurance company knew nothing. And if anything would have happened, and there were a couple other things like that, if anything happens and it's not disclosed to the insurance company, you are not covered. I'm making sure we are covered. I will not allow, not a contract, not one thing, that we are not covered by the insurance company. Okay? Brian Spina, another one of our maintenance workers, has created a shared calendar to help keep the directors and the office personnel and the maintenance crew aware of each other's calendars. Okay, it's a shared calendar. So Brian set up the first calendar, and then I upgraded it to add it for the whole year. That seems to be working very, very well. I instructed Shannon to install handicaps, directional signs. When you come to the clubhouse, if you're handicapped, you don't know where to go. You can't come up the stairs. Well, we put signs out there. Go to the left, go to the right, go straight. So now anybody handicapped will know the direction to get in for the handicap entrance. Okay? I created a new grass cutting map, because the grass cutting map that everybody had in their bulletin every year, well, it looked like a kindergarten child colored it in. Well, now I made a new map so you can at least see the sections better and, see a local street so you can kind of figure out, well, if they're in this section, they're coming to me next. So that will help a lot of people on the grass cutting. Okay, I've been keeping a diary daily happening and sending it to every director daily and weekly. Okay, I think that this is informational. I think that when directors cannot be present, that it's important that they know what happened in meetings or different situations as they arise in the office. So I've been writing a daily diary. I think it was a great thing, and I'm going to continue to do that. I've also record every meeting. So in other words, if I have a meeting with the solar representative and Judy cannot be there or whoever cannot be there, I record that meeting. And it is transcribed so everybody gets every word said in that meeting, and then they have the information they need to make a vote on which company they want to use. Okay? I created sign-up sheets. They're in the back of the room. These are for clubs, committees. This is to bring the share owners together. I want them to join together in clubs and committees and meet each other. Fran had mentioned that she has a meeting coming up for all the people that want to come together with the clubs and the committees. One requirement that we are going to enforce on all chairmen, on all members of every amenity that we have, is that to be allowed to use our, to be a member in a committee or whatever, you will need to have your HOPA form confirmed that it's filled out. Okay, we are lacking, and we have been lacking in years with the HOPA form. Now, if people don't know what the HOPA form is, we do have them in the back of the room, and it's concerning the occupancy of each living quarters. Okay, one person 55 must live in each residence. Okay, there are a couple exceptions with estates and let's just say a 60-year-old man marries a 40-year-old woman and they're both on the deed and the 60-year-old man dies. Okay, the 40-year-old woman could still live there, but she counts against our 80-20 rule. That's how they determine the 80-20 rule. We need to have 80%, represent 80% of our homes are filled with somebody 55 and older. We get a lot of response from the shareholders. Oh, I filled it out 2 years ago. Go look in the file. That's not the way it goes. You must fill these out. Okay, so if you want to join a club, we're going to get real strict that these HOPA forms are filled out, at least until we get our 80%. Okay, the girls are working round the clock with these HOPA forms. Okay, we put them in the papers. We're going to put it in the bulletin. We're going to put it on the website. They are in the back of the room right now, so please fill them out. This is the only requirement that we need that keeps us considered a community of 55 and older. Okay, we have a lot of benefits that come from that, but we must maintain that 80-20 rule. Okay, 2 new office computers were bought and installed. The old office computers had XP Windows on it. You couldn't even upgrade them. You couldn't even get on Google, Gmail. We had problems with them, so we upgraded those 2 computers. The badges are now available for anybody that needs their badge. Not upgraded. If you have a picture on your badge, it's still good. Okay, but if you had a temporary badge or you never got a badge or machine is working, we had to buy a new one, but it's working and the schedule on that it's constantly going. You need to call the office, make an appointment, or send it to Gina. The emails are in the bulletin for Gina. Okay, finally, I designed a new logo for Holiday City. It's never had a logo. Okay, and it was voted on. The board members and the office staff and everybody got to pick the one they want. And so the winning font, I posted it on the internet. Everybody, hundreds of positive response that now we have a logo. This will be used on the website. This will be used on, if you look at our agenda, it'll be used everywhere. okay? And finally, it's a godsend, we have new legal representation. Okay, at that point, I'm calling for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'd like to say why I voted no on the things I voted no. If I can do that.
I do one question about the new legal representation. May I ask, the money that we've spent on legal representation pertaining to the under 55 situation, will that be having to be redone with a new attorney? And all the money that we spent, will those files be transferred to the new representation?
Okay, I was at the last town meeting where this was a major subject, and that was standing room only. They were trying to amend an ordinance with a lot of errors in it, and I pointed them out to the attorney, and she did, the board's attorney, she did agree, they will be straightened out. The thing is this, each association, including ours and whatever other associations are near us, they all have their own bylaws. And the town rewrote the ordinance to say that if in our documents it says that we can do certain things, you know, like, I'm going to use an example because this is one of the big issues. 55-year-old younger person wants to buy the house and flip it. Okay, so we're allowed to have a contract. This has been going on for a while. That type of thing is allowed as long as it's in our bylaws, and it was put in quite a long time ago. I did research that. I did consult Paul Leodori about that before we went forward with that. The contract basically is you can buy the house. You must put a $5,000 performance bond in escrow. Okay, so when you do that, and then we also give you 9 months to complete your project. You are allowed to get an extension, and a normal extension is 90 days. Okay, but at the completion, you must sell that house. You can only sell it to somebody 55. You cannot sell it to anybody. You can't rent it. You can't do any of that stuff. It must be sold, and that's the agreement. I did a research on all the contracts concerning the flippers. Everybody got their money back when the projects were completed. We have a few going now, and I think there is one dispute concerning that contract that's been going a little bit on. Paul was, he didn't actually drop that case because the board had allowed, excuse me. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I got thrown off here. What was I saying? The board allowed about flippers, that they have to sell the house. There is no extension on that other than the 90 days. They must sell it to a 55-year-old person.
Michael, I thank you for that, but that's not the question I asked.
What?
The question I asked was, all the expense that we spent on the prior attorney
Yes.
in a particular case of
Yes.
underage use,
Yes.
that's been going on.
Yes.
Where is that from this point on? Will that money have been spent in vain? Will those files be transferred to the new attorney?
Yes, the new attorney's firm is probably 10 times bigger than the past firm, and they have their own, I know, but they have their own counsel. So in other words, David Byrne is the expert in homeowner association law and doing that. And in his firm, there are people that will handle that.
I'm asking you about money, Michael.
Yes.
Our money.
Yes.
Michael, I think the question is, Paul Latore did not want to handle that case. Because he was no longer going to be our attorney, he did not want to handle that case.
He did accept to handle the case, even though we dropped him. I know that. Listen, John, yes, the case is still in court, so I don't have an answer for
I'm
you.
asking about money we've spent.
Yes.
It's going to go forward to the new attorney. And will that money be spent in vain because all the files will have to be transferred?
Well, we had no choice. Listen, let me explain to you what happened here, okay? We decided to change, and everybody knew this was coming, and everybody wanted this, change our attorney. And for many reasons, not just this situation with this one suit that's going on. Okay, so the money that was spent, so Paul originally, when this happened, there was a request sent to Paul. He accepted the request that said he will keep this case and another case. He had 2 cases. Everything else concerning our association would be transferred to the new firm. Okay, Paul wanted to speak in this meeting. Okay, I probably should have let him because the commotion that was caused here is worse than what would have happened if Paul was here. But the board voted no. I actually voted yes to have him speak. I was voted down 4-3, so I gave Paul the ruling. I said, Paul, I tried everything I could possibly do to have you come to the meeting and speak. It was voted down 4-3. 2 days later, he sends us a legal notice. I don't want any of the cases. Okay, so then I contacted the new firm. They said, look, you can't force an attorney to defend you or represent you.
Sir, can I say one thing to you?
Yeah.
Please listen to me. I was president here for 5 years.
Yeah, I
You
know.
said you were voted down 4-3. Now, here's what it should have been. So then, it should have been 3-3, and you had the controlling vote, which you could have had your way.
It was already 4 before it got to me. I took the last vote. It was
You took the last
He
vote.
did
you
take-
four
and I made it 3. No, I made it 3.
That's what you wanted?
Yes.
You voted against
No,
yourself.
I voted in favor of having Paul speak. The vote was 4 before it got to me. I made the vote because when you make a vote, you are liable. And the vote has to be recorded. It's different than it was in the past. Okay, each director, if you vote negative, for an example, if you vote negative, okay, you need to record that with the secretary at the time. I voted negative. If any legal issue comes up because of that vote, okay, and you voted negative, well, you're not responsible. The ones that voted for it are responsible for the vote. Okay, so that's why the vote was taken that way. The vote was 4 before it got to me. I made the final vote 3. I did not vote. The board will verify that. I did not vote until last. All right. Okay, I'm going to let the committees talk because.
Can I talk and explain why I voted no?
No. Because it doesn't matter. The vote is done. Because I said I am going to have a special meeting. Everything will be explained. Everything. Okay. Everybody will be notified. The meeting will be within 2 weeks. I need to talk to legal counsel because I am not a lawyer and I don't want to have mistakes. Go ahead, Judy. Say what you want to say.
I wanted to say that 6-1. The reason I didn't vote for the garage, the parking lot, is number one, I didn't get any vote on whether we should increase it to $600. I never was asked anything about that. I was asked about whether we should take the lot back. That's all. Nothing about whether we should raise the money. That didn't come to me as a vote. I had no choice in that matter. I don't think we should have needed it. I just didn't feel that we had sufficient coverage, even with the new policy, and I felt that should be reviewed by the attorney first, before anybody voted on it. Just like they felt...
You did not vote?
I did.
She voted negative.
I voted negative for the parking lot. I also, on the other thing with you see I'm getting a real hassle about trying to answer why I vote no against something. This is nothing new. But I also wanted to answer why I didn't vote for the parking thing. There was something else I didn't vote on, and I wanted to say why. What was the other thing I voted against? Oh, as far as voting for the new members, I think they're very nice people. I only met the one guy late tonight, so why would I vote for him? I don't even know who he is. And then
No, your other negative vote was about the driveway.
the other negative vote was about the driveway, because I felt it should be clear as what percentage of the property is going to remain grass. I figure if it's only 50 feet wide, we're going to allow a 22-foot driveway, that's like less than 60%. It's going to be grass.
Did they follow the bylaws that follow like 5 meetings and all of that?
No, that's all out, John. You know what? Why don't you got to get some kind of memory back because you're losing your memory. You're losing your memory. You know that that's not a rule. Committee, please. First committee person. I'm sorry.
Before you said you wanted to make a motion.
I can't hear you.
Before you said you wanted to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
You didn't do
Before
the
you
committee.
do that, did you open it up for questions from us?
No, we're not having them tonight. I said we'll do a special meeting for that. Right now, we're going to let the committees talk.
Can I ask
I'm
a
sorry.
question? I have a question. Who does the newspaper calendar?
The newspaper calendar. He's sitting right behind you.
Well, I used to
No, I'm sorry. Shannon does that. Yes. I'm sorry. That's the calendar.
Well, I don't know who's doing it now.
If
They went to some meeting, or if they were.
Is it on?
That microphone needs batteries. Well, I have a question. I used to proofread the paper with Beverly, who I noticed you gave a
Yeah.
quick goodbye, Beverly, she's dead.
Yes. Hold on. We're going to give you a different mic. Everybody really needs to hear this.
Okay.
I used to proofread this paper with Beverly.
Is it on?
It's on. I proofread the paper with Beverly, who tonight you gave 2 minutes of a goodbye Beverly speech. Thank you.
Come on.
Well, for 2 months now, I've been calling and asking, please get a proofreader. They've got the fishing club meeting the first Monday of the month, the first Tuesday of the month. They've got bocce meeting every week. They also, I'd like to know, one question really got me today. Zumba is having a dance. It's in Clubhouse 3. Where the hell is Clubhouse 3? I mean, that's in the paper.
The calendar is done by Shannon, so I think it's inappropriate to be laughing at him.
Do the paper.
Okay, but the proofreader was Michael Pompanio. He was in charge of the bulletin.
Who puts the paper together?
Michael Pompanio is in charge of everything that went in that paper.
I'm not giving the original meeting dates to proofread it from.
Who?
How do I know it's wrong?
That is your problem because that was your
Oh,
job.
that's my problem.
Yeah, because it was your job to proofread it, yes.
Somebody else put it on the calendar. How do I know it's wrong or not?
I don't know either. How do I know?
You're president. I don't know.
You're up there saying you've read the bylaws for the last
Yes,
2
I
years.
did. Yes, and everything I just read to you, the 25 things that I did, I've been working from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and for me, I gotta do everything. Because the other directors do nothing.
Pat your damn backs. I've lived here for 27 years.
I make a
and have
motion that the
never
meeting
seen a
be adjourned.
like this in my life.
Second by Matt Saratelli, meeting is adjourned.
Look, you can't just adjourn a meeting.
When the meeting is out of order and disrupted, I have the right to. It's over.
This is why we quit.
Oh my God.
Why you rip the files?